Nestled in the heart of Bangkok's old city lies the infamous Khaosan Road. This wild little street is a favourite with backpackers and tourists alike, and is also where visitors often get their first taste of Thai food. But is this really the place for you to experience your first taste of this amazing country's incredible cuisine? I'm gonna say no. So now you've got two choices. You can opt for a substandard pad thai and a dodgy kebab, or you can head 2 minutes round the corner to the quiet, quaint Phra Ahtit Road and follow my guide to the best local food in the area. It's your choice. Alright, so first stop on the list, we're right opposite Parsumen Fort in a 40-year-old curry roti shop called Karim Roti Mataba. I first ate here over 10 years ago, so I'm hoping it's still as good today as it was back then. Let's go. So I've never actually seen a mataba like this. These look almost like rusty or hash browns. Wow. Alright, so we're actually putting, that's why it looked different. So we're actually putting the little mixture into the dough. Oh, look, it decided to turn up.
Yeah, look at this.
My man, I've got to do 5 spots.
5 spots.
5 spots.
Well, you're going to need some help eating then, right?
Exactly.
That's why I'm here, man.
Alright, so let's check this Penang Nua. Creamy coconut-based red curry. Slightly thick. We've got very thinly sliced pieces of beef, which I'm hoping are going to be tender. We've got a couple of chilies on top. Yeah, but look at that. Look at the oil separation. Alright, next up we've got the khao mok, so yellow rice. Usually you'd get this with khao mok gai, which they also do sell, which is Thai biryani. So this is going to be Thai biryani rice, saffron rice with fried shallots on top. We've got the little mint sauce next to it. What they're named after, the crispy, crunchy mataba. And we saw her make this. Pretty incredible stuff. So we've got stuffed bread, as I said, chicken, spices, onions, etc. And that's served with an ajat salad, which is cucumber, chili, vinegar and sugar. Alright, so I'm going to grab a piece of my crispy mataba. Look at that. You know what, I'm actually going to dip into my Penang curry. That is definitely as good as I remember. It's crispy, it's crunchy, it's soft on the inside, perfectly spiced. A touch on the sweet side, but I knew that before I got here. There's a little bit of work to do with the beef, but flavour-wise, perfect. Again, curry is a little bit sweet, which is why you balance it with the rice. And also these fresh bird's eye chilies. Again, cutting that sweetness. Right, Parrilla is on.
First food of the day. The sauce looks good. Look at the colour of it. Vibrant orange, and you can see it's the oil on the top where it's split a little. I'm gonna have it with a little bit of this rice. Get it on there. Well, let's go for the full works, right? Load up the spoon.
I've got a feeling I know what you're going to say.
Too sweet. Really, for me, this is a comforting dish, and one I don't eat it that often, but when I do, I enjoy it a lot. Pretty tasty, nice spot, beautiful location, also on the roadside, which is quite nice. You feel the energy around this place, right next to the river. Good start to the day. Get that stuck in. I'm going to be honest, guys. The Penang is okay, but the roti, touch sweet, but so much flavour in there. The spices, it's juicy. Oh yeah, that is good.
So if you just dip that in there and then eat it, that's what I do.
That could be the plan.
And I got told in Malaysia I'm allowed to do that, so...
Alright, there we go, get a dip, you see, into that Penang curry. So you can just ask for that as a sauce, really.
Yeah.
Winner.
I've got to be honest with you, like the curry, as Joe said, the curry and the rice, it's decent, but it's not mind-blowing. It's all about the Mataba here, the roti. That's what they're famous for here. That's what you come and get. Get a curry, get a roti. If you want the rice, get the rice. But for me, it's all about the mataba and the curry. Just a dip. You don't even need the beef. Like I said, I personally don't mind the chew to it. Joe likes something a little bit more nim-num. But I think altogether, considering where we are, as Joe said, on the roadside, round the corner from Khaosan Road, good start. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Kaimok.
Kaimok?
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, first stop, success, right, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
But you have to get the mataba.
Yeah, I think I would just get that and actually ask for the Penang as a sauce.
Definitely. That's actually what I asked for. Then she said, do you want rice? And I was like, yeah, go on then. Do not go in there, not get the mataba, and then come at us in the comments, alright?
And don't not go in there because so many people have walked past.
Exactly.
Go in there. The mataba is worth it.
Alright, next stop, you'll be pleased to know, a little street snack that I've only featured once ever on this channel. Khao Kluk Kapi.
Oh yes.
Let's go. เอาข้าวคลุกกะปิเอา1 จานนะครับ
ได้เลยครับ นั่งเลยครับ
ครับผมใส่พริกเยอะๆนะครับ
ได้ครับ
ขอบคุณครับ Right, so anyone not familiar with this dish, we're talking mixed salad. We've got some green mango, green beans, we've got sour mango, we've got shallots, we've got shrimp paste fried rice, which is that rice in the pot there, guntiang, which is Chinese sausage, some shredded egg, and some kung heng, which is dried shrimp. Alright guys, so if you saw my Utai Tani video, you would have seen me eat this. This is usually a dish that I would order in a cafe or a more kind of upmarket restaurant. But on the street, they can be a little bit hit and miss. Now this guy's been here for years. Super famous. In fact, I think Wien's did a video here years ago, but mine will be better. Alright, so there's a couple of different ways you can eat this, guys. You can take little bits, however you want, or you can just mix it all together, which is what I'm going to do. It's a super fresh, super tasty salad with so many different components. So we're going to mix all that up. Green beans, dried chilies. I've asked for loads and loads of fresh chilies. So we've got fresh chili, dried chili, morwan, which is sweet pork, guntiang, which is going to be a bit too sweet for me, I'd imagine, some dried shrimp, etc, etc. So you want to get this all really well mixed up. You've got so much going on here. Now the first thing that hits you is the shrimp paste. Even the smell, as soon as you get to the table, the shrimp paste will hit you in the face. Do not be put off, guys. It is an acquired taste and an acquired smell for sure. You got the sweet pork, the sweet sausage. So usually that would be a little bit too much for me. As you guys know, I don't like sweet, but that's balanced against that tart sour mango, the sour acidity from the lime, and that blazing heat from the fresh chilies. You've got a deeper heat from the dried chilies, and then you've got that super savoury, umami packed shrimp fried rice. One thing I do love is the addition of these fried dried shrimp a la Pad Thai Nalok Daeng. My favourite Pad Thai shop does it like this, fries the little dried shrimp, because sometimes when you just have them in som tam, that's where you're going to find them. Usually they can be a little bit chewy, not much to them. Here, crispy, crunchy, flavour packed, really salty. They're using them here like we might use bacon, for instance, in the West in a salad. The char om's great.
The crunchy green beans are fantastic. Top spot.
Let me get stuck in. I've only had this once before. Had it in Ratchaburi, and for me, actually, I was thinking then it's the perfect breakfast dish because it has so much in it and it's quite light. But let's try this one before I give too much for talk. Just how I remember. Texture, flavour, sourness, sweetness, saltiness. Really, it's everything you want in one dish, really. But for me, this dish lives and dies by, I mean, I've had it once, but it lives and dies by the quality of the shrimp paste. And it's not overpowering, it works in harmony with everything else there, especially that sour mango. That might be my favourite thing on the plate. Obviously for the sourness that it adds, but as I say, if you're looking for a breakfast dish, this might be the one.
Bye-bye. All right, so second stop down, and we're getting better, aren't we? I mean, that was much better than the first stop, in my personal opinion.
Super tasty.
Joe, funny enough, does actually have a video coming out next week, don't you?
I do.
From Ratchaburi.
Where we ate that. Oh, I ate that.
Well, he ate, and I'm going to go and copy him, what he's claiming to be the best khao krok kapi.
My first and the best.
All right, next stop, a super famous beef noodle soup joint, and one of the first places I ever ate in Thailand. We're at Nai Soie. Let's go. Right, so this place is proper old school, guys. Sawadee krab. Khobang krab. Grandma. Absolute legend. Krab. Sawadee krab.
How good does this look? I don't know which looks better.
Any more? So we've got stewed pork, guys, but we're going to go for the stewed beef. So we've got nong, which is leg, and then we've got sai, which is intestine. Alloy na? Oh, any tap?
Tongue.
Man.
No. Or liver. Shit.
Oh, any Kobe na? Right, so we've also got Kobe beef. Ooh, Kobe beef shank. So we've got you've got the crispy gubbins of pork fat in there. We've got Parrilla's favourite, the Chinese celery. I'll say our mum. I'll say our mum. Our no pui na. Engด้วยครับเอาใส่ตับด้วยนะครับ
เอาตับมาหน่อยตับมันอ่ะเอาตับมาก่อนตับเอาตับมาก่อน
กินนี่12 ปีแล้วนะผมกินนี่ใช่ครับมา
บอกว่าเอาตับมาก่อนบอกเอาตับมาให้ก่อนไอ้ไพไปเอาตับมาก่อนไพ
Oh yes
อันนี้น่องนะคะน่อง
ว้าวหอมมาก Joe's gonna kill me ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณครับ
อันนี้ตับนะคะใส่ตับ
okay okay so now we're gonna get a bit of tab which is liver. Look at that, just blanched, a couple of seconds. Nothing overcooked in here, guys. All right, not really Thai etiquette, but I'm gonna pull this apart in my hand. Look at that. Like it's literally breaking apart. All right, so as Joe has just pointed out, we need to get some of these beef. This is kap nua, so kap more is what you usually see with noodles, but in a beef restaurant, we've got crispy, fried, puffy beef Watsits, basically. Look at that.
Yes, trying it first, that is the...
Oh. The way it tastes like a beef Watsit. Or a Cheeto for any of my American viewers. They're absolutely fantastic on their own, but the reason you get them is to put in that soup. A little bit of flavour, a little bit of texture, a little bit of crunch. Alright, so we've got all our bits. The thing I'm most impressed about is I just love the way that she's just blanched that liver for like, literally you saw her 5 seconds. And this is a first for me, guys. We've got some spleen as well. I think it's a first for me. I've probably eaten it before and not known what it is. Of course, we had to get the Soie, which is the
Testing.
intestine. And then I, at the moment, I'm always getting sen lek, especially with beef noodles. Look how cloudy this broth is. Pure beef bone goodness.
Oh my.
Do you know what? It's like the most intensely flavoured beef stock ever. It's a little bit sweet, but not sweet like the first place. It's not sugar sweet. There's obviously a little bit of rock sugar in there. It's like bone sweet. It's intense, it's rich, it's hearty, it's milky. Very, very good broth. As I said, it's one of the first beef noodles I ever ate in Thailand when I used to stay around as a backpacker on Soie Arambutri. Right, but I'm going to pimp mine up a little bit. Now, there's two ways you can do this, guys. A lot of Thai people will take a la pho in Vietnam, take a pot and make their own up, right? So you'll take some chili, you'll take some of this fermented chili, the Pik Dong, I'm going to get to because I absolutely love this stuff. Then you'd put in a little bit of fish sauce and some sugar, right? And then you would take a piece of your beef shank, dip it, and go.
Yeah, go on.
That is ridiculous. So soft, so flavorful, melts in your mouth. Tender beef. How this place has only got a 3.6 on Google is mind-blowing. I'll tell you why it's got a 3.6. I went through some of the comments this morning. A lot of them, the bad comments, are from foreigners who probably don't understand beef noodle soup, for one. A lot of people are saying it's too expensive because it's 120 baht a bowl. You see how much beef you get in this, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, granted, a normal beef noodle soup in Thonburi, for instance, will be about 60 baht. This is 100, but if you're a Phalang, you're coming from England, America, Australia, Germany, wherever, Korea, this place is absolutely full of Korean tourists on a daily basis. So much so that they've actually got Korean writing on the sign now. If you're coming from any of those wealthy countries and you're moaning about paying $3 for a bowl of this soup, you need to get your head tested. It is all about value, not price. Right, so as I said, some people don't put theirs in, but I'm going to put mine in because I want that sourness. I love that sourness, especially that sort of fermented sourness from those chilies. One of my favourite parts is the end, which is the cartilage. And this is soft cartilage. Usually it's really, really chewy, which I do like. This is absolutely the melt in your mouth, creamy, beefy goodness. This, my friends, is a top bowl of noodle soup.
All right. You've made me excited for this one. I can just smell it as you were trying it. Oh, you were right about the flavour in that soup. So strong, so powerful of beef, but not overpowering. Really, really tasty, well balanced, especially now you've added that fermented chili, did you say? Especially now you've added that fermented chili in. The sen lek. My favourite noodle to have with beef soup. As you say, it works so perfectly with that broth. But I love this crispy beef skin. I think pork crackling is great, but if you can find the fried beef skin, that is where the magic happens. It has so much flavour. Like Gary said, great on its own. But once it goes into that soup, soggy on the outside, crispy on the inside, and it just releases so much beef flavour. I want to try some of that beef because it looks so rich. What can I say? What I really like, Gary, is that you're bringing us to places which, yes, close to Khaosan Road, but they look authentic. There's no farang around. You could be in Thonburi when you're inside, as in you could be in the local area of Bangkok, and just on this road right next to Khaosan, you got to eat here. Oh man. And that little fatty, meaty tendon, that's the star of this bowl of noodles.
All right, next stop, Joseph.
That's it? Oh, this looks like it.
Khun Daeng.
Another classic.
Ready, go.
Cab.
All right, so I know what you're thinking. Another noodle
YouTube,
soup.
okay?
Yes, but this one is completely different. This is a Vietnamese noodle soup, Guay Chap Yuan. This is one of the best places in the city to get it. let's go. Alright, so they do a few different things in here, but the main things are the pork spicy salad, which would be yum mo yaw, kway chap yuan, which is the noodle, and Phra Ahtit, which is spring rolls. Got soft bone pork sausage. You got little bits of soft, sort of that ligament we just had, and a few desserts. So you got quail eggs, which they don't. So we've got quail eggs, which we don't actually have in the one in Wang Lang. Boiled eggs, which is just going to crack, as you'll see in a second. Do a poached egg. You've got luk chin mo ya, which is the sausage. These are pork balls, homemade. Shiitake mushrooms, onions, ton hom, which is spring onion, and pom tia, fried onion. So not luk chin, mo ding. Mo ding means ding 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 ding. Cup. Alright, so we've got the Phra spring rolls. Alright guys, so I haven't just ordered the kway chap, I've also ordered Phra, which are spring rolls. Now I wouldn't usually order spring rolls in Thailand, but the fact these are of Vietnamese origin, they're a little bit more flavoured. So we've got pork in there, we've got some wood ear mushrooms, we've got some woon sen, which are glass noodles, we've got some cabbage, loads and loads and loads of pepper with a little plum sauce. The good thing about this place, you get them fresh, made to order, fried to order, so they come out fried to crispy, crunchy, golden perfection. I like the fact you get a little bit of Thai basil with them as well, because they're fried, they're quite heavy. You get that little bit of fresh herb just to freshen things up. Right, and there it is guys, the kway chap in all its glory. Right guys, so you've got to smash this egg up really quickly if you want it to sort of permeate through the soup. There he goes. Because this soup is so hot, you can actually leave it till it's proper hard, but Joe's managed to keep it kind of soft for us.
You can see the broth started off clear. After you smash up that yolk, you can see how cloudy and milky it goes. You've got strands that are white in there, don't be put off by that, but that yolk is going to add such a richness to that broth. Oh yeah. I mean, it's rich anyway, it's meaty. Very, very meaty broth, but you can taste the richness from that yolk. It really makes a big difference smashing that up. You're right, it does taste a little bit like French onion soup, just from that richness, the sweetness in there as well. And the texture of the soup, it's not quite like radna, but it's definitely not watery as a broth. Another comforting one. Before we start, I just want to try one of these homemade pork balls, right?
Mo ding. Ding means bouncy.
Oh. Fish balls, pork balls, beef balls, they can be so bad in soups. But these homemade ones, I tell you, so much flavour in them, soft, good texture. And because they're homemade and not the industrialised condensed meatball itself, it sucked up that broth. Super, super delicious. But, as you say, we need to style it, and maybe that's where I hand over to you.
All right, guys, so I've had this so many times. I actually do go to the one in Wang Lang Market pretty much once a week. So I know that I want some of this pikua, this dry fried or pan fried chili oil. Pik Nam Som, which is pounded yellow chilies, garlic, vinegar, a little bit of salt, some sugar. I'm not going to go fish sauce because I find this to be very well seasoned as is. It's quite salty. Now Joe said about the consistency of the soup being a little bit like radna, and the reason for that is that the noodles are tapioca and rice flour starch. So in Vietnam they call them banh can, if I'm saying that correctly. We did have these in Vietnam, they're the original version. You also get them in Laos called khao piak sen, wet noodle. So they're definitely Vietnamese in origin. So what they'll do is they'll cook the noodles fresh, and then it leaves this thickened sort of rice flour, tapioca flour starch at the bottom, and then they'll add that. Different shops will add a different amount of that back into the pork stock. So some places are like this, where it's semi-gloopy, some are a little bit thinner, and some are really, really thick. I've had them in udon where you can't even get the noodles out. This is a nice balance between the two. I love the fact they're using shiitake mushrooms for the stock, because you get that real earthiness, almost a meatiness from that. Right, we've got the Vietnamese sausage. In Thailand we call mo yaw. Very, very heavy on the pepper. This is quite interesting the way this is cooked. Again, so much flavour in there, really interesting texture. What they do, they'll pound up pork mince with potato starch, loads and loads of pepper, loads of salt, a little bit of MSG, wrap it up in a banana leaf and steam it, and you get this bouncy sausage that I actually used to stay away from because I thought it was like a hot dog. All right, stewed pork. That's almost as tender as the beef back there. That is melting your mouth. As Joe said, really, really rich, meaty stock cooked over ridiculously high heat, which is why you have to crack the egg pretty quickly, because if you don't crack the egg, it's going to be a hard-boiled egg. Well, if that's what you like, you can leave it in there for a little bit. The noodles retain their bite. They're quite squidgy on the outside, a little bit tough on the inside. Retain their bite no matter how long you cook them for. That's the mixture of the rice flour and the tapioca flour. They're a lot different from a standard senlek like in our last bowl. Now I've still got that porky, peppery, rich, oniony kind of soup, but now with the sourness coming from the pickled chili, and also that heat, that deep sort of dry heat coming from the dried chilies. This, my friends, is a must stop if you're anywhere near Khaosan Road. So all of these stops, all on the same road, all very, very local. Places you'd probably just walk past if you didn't know they were there. If it's your first time in Thailand, you're on Khaosan Road, you don't know where you're going. So many tourists have walked past, had a look in, and just carried on walking. They've probably gone to get a banana pancake on Khaosan Road. But don't make that mistake, guys. Links will be in the description, but all of these stops, make sure you pin them for your next trip.
Do you fancy something sweet?
I think I've got just the thing.
Yeah? Banana pancake it is.
There's just one thing I would love you guys to do. If you do come down here, please, please, please come and see this guy. He's making these really interesting little tuk-tuks out of beer cans, Pepsi cans, and he actually makes them all by hand. It's not like mass produced in a market. He doesn't try and sell them to you. The guy's just been on the street for years. I've been seeing him since I came to Khaosan Road like 12 years ago, so please stop by. Don't just walk past him. Please, guys, do this for me. So look, he's got all his little beer cans here. Oh, he's even got a Snowy Weizen one. Yuzu, that's one for you, isn't it?
That's the one.
So we've got Sprite, we've got Schweppes, we've got root beer, Coke. Oh, M150.
They've even got purses.
Fanta, Singha, Sing. I think I will get... Oh, look at the Chang one. So what do you have here? What do you have? So he's making them all by hand, guys. These aren't, as I said, factory made. This is proper skilled. So it takes him 2 hours to make one. 2 hours. Okay. Oh, any up? Yeah, before any of you say anything, I'm not filming that to be a fake philanthropist.
He actually bought one.
I did buy one and I gave him 200 baht. I just, guys, please do this for me. Come down, buy one. You won't regret it. How good is that?
Just need the little roaming cook figurine.
Better than that one. Look, it's uncanny, isn't it?
I got to admit, guys, we're struggling to find dessert, but I think I know the perfect spot that will satisfy our craving.
You know what? I'm a bit fussy about desserts. Is this like legit old school Boran, as they say?
It goes back.
Does it?
It's got some history, steeped in history, I would say, and household name in Thailand. Not to tell anyone about this. I don't don't want it being ruined. Come on.
Hold on, mate.
And it has aircon. And it has aircon. Choice, variety, good price, annoying door sounds, but come on, what do you fancy?
It might have to be a Fruity Max.
Where's that?
Actually, I'll have one of them. Sea salt.
Oh, hello.
Sea salt fruity. Oh, that one's melted. Sea salt fruity. What do you fancy?
Oh. I'm gonna have to join you on the sea salt fruity. How good does that look?
Finley's fave. Let's go.
Cheers, man. Give me your tasting notes. What do you reckon?
I'm getting sea salt and fruity.
Oh,
It's not bad, it's not bad. Look guys, obviously we're having a little bit of a laugh with you, but we did walk around. We were going to try some of the more tourist friendly food down on Khaosan Road and the surrounding areas, but to be honest, I thought sea salt fruity would be a better shout.
better choice. But the food this guy is taking me to today is worth seeking out, and it is just steps away from Khaosan Road.
While we're on the subject, one place I didn't take you today was Tom Yum Banglamphu, which you have to check out. Links in the description. I hope we've given you some good places to come on your first trip to Khaosan Road. We've waffled on enough for today. Joe's links in the description. Get following Joe if you're not following already, and we will see you in the next one.